What a great day. Really, really, what a great day. Today is the day, at least when I'm recording this, is when the NBA came back from its months-long hiatus. We had no basketball. We had WNBA start up, a week or two ago. I've been watching some of that. But then we've just had scrimmages for the NBA, and now the NBA is back, and it is hopefully going to be better than ever. This is like an hour before the games are going to start that I'm recording this, but I'm excited. I got my Kobe jersey on. Got the Kobe Bryant snakeskin Lakers jersey on. But yeah, so I'm really excited to get the NBA back up and running. And what better way than to see what NBA player I am. And also, you guys don't really know me as like a basketball player and how I play and anything like that. You just know me as someone that sits in this chair and I make 2K videos for you or do some reactions, some quizzes, whatever. We don't really know how I play as a basketball player. Unfortunately, can't really do any 1v1 IRL basketball stuff right now because of COVID. Don't really have anywhere to do that at. But I will get that out to you guys when it is safe to do so. One of my best friends that I graduated high school with, he and I will be playing a 1v1 whenever this ends up happening. Everything's safe. We can get out. We can do it. That'll be coming. But yeah, I want to try and get some of that stuff done for you guys. But yeah, anyways, today we're just going to go. We're going to take this quiz. And we're going to see which NBA player I am. And you guys are going to learn a little bit more about me as a basketball player and what they think I am as a basketball player. Because I have an opinion. We'll see if this is right. I saw Crispy Flakes did this, and that's kind of what made me want to do it. The quiz link will be in the description. Let's go. All right, first, if you had to be a fan of one of these teams, what should it be? I'm not going to be a Warriors fan. Cleveland, right now I can see myself being a fan of them. Are also out of any of these teams, I believe they're probably the closest to my house, but they're still like a 12-hour drive away. I've been through Cleveland before. I drove right past Quicken Loans, or I guess it's like Rock. I don't even know what it used to be, Quicken Loans Arena or whatever. But I would probably say Oklahoma City Thunder right now. If I had to pick a team to be favorite of, it would be the Oklahoma City Thunder. And I don't know when this quiz was made. This could have been, when the Cavs had LeBron, the Thunder had KD and Westbrook. Like, that's probably when this was made. Things have changed. But yeah, so we're going to go with the Thunder. All right, so what position do I most likely play? So throughout high school and, like, middle school and everything, I played, like, all over the place. Generally around, like, a small forward, power forward type person, and then junior year when I was playing JV at my high school, I played more of like a guard position. I brought the ball up a lot more, but I would say generally a small forward is probably the role that I most likely played. What do you like on the court? Aggressive or aggressive for sure. Do you think you'd be good at shooting threes? Okay, so right now, the player I am right now compared to when I was in high school is totally different. I grew an inch, which doesn't matter too much. But I think overall I'm just faster. I'm just more athletic in general. So that really helps with my type of basketball game. And I never was a great shooter, but my jump shot has looked a lot better than it did when I was in high school. But still, I don't think it's like to the point where I want it to be. And I definitely want it to improve even more. So I'm going to go with somewhat. But in high school, we're going to go with most times. The type of shooter I am is very, like, if I'm set and I get the ball, I don't shoot very fast, so I got to be set and have some space. So I would say, yeah, most times or somewhat. We're going to go with most times, because I do think I've improved quite a bit. How would you react to your enemy team's taunts? Okay, this one is no questions asked. I am taunting them back. I talked a lot of crap on the basketball court when I played. Coach got mad at me for it a lot. I got benched sometimes for it. I talk crap in practice too. There's legendary stories about me talking crap in practice. But yeah, me and my coach did not get along in a lot of our games, in a lot of our practices. But we always seem to smooth things out, at the end of the day, whatever. But, in the heat of the moment, things kind of go crazy. But yeah, I would taunt back. I like to, and I might even start it. I'm not the guy that's just going to, I am not like a mean person, but on the basketball court, I do get very competitive, and even not on the basketball court, I like to argue. I like to be right. So I would definitely be taunting back for sure. Probably starting the taunting, honestly. Coach benches you. How do you react? I just cheer my teammates on. As much as I want to be out there, I'm never begging to go back in. I'm never throwing a hissy fit or giving my coach a glare. I give my coach a glare if he like says something rude or just like downright disrespectful to someone. I might give him a glare. But if he's just taking me out, putting me on the bench, realistically, the reason why is like in high school, I started like three varsity basketball games in my career. So I was used to being on the bench and playing, less than half the game. And I was a hype man on the bench. You can ask any of my teammates. I'll throw up some pictures of me in this video of me just getting hyped for my teammates and everything. But yeah, so coach benches me. I'm just getting hyped for him. I'm cheering on the team. What would my role be on the team? Okay. So in high school, it was more like defending, especially at the varsity level. If we're talking like junior varsity level, then it was rebounding and scoring because as a junior, I played junior varsity along with varsity. And I don't know how it works in every state, but in Minnesota, you can play 3 halves. So I would generally play a full junior varsity game, and then I would be available to play in half the varsity game, and I would get maybe a few minutes here and there, in like the second half of the varsity game my junior year. But on junior varsity anyways, me and my friend Mikey were probably the two of the better players on the team, and we did a bulk of the scoring. And then sometimes my friends like Peyton and stuff would be joining as well. But we would do a bulk of the scoring, but I would also rebound quite a bit too because I was one of the taller people. I'm like 6'1", 6'2". And so I would rebound a lot. And then go out to varsity, we had bigger guys. We had my friends, 2 of them were 6'5". Then we had another one was like 6'3", 6'4". And then everybody on that team is like 6'1" to 6'2" other than that. And then we had a couple short people, but the average was probably around like 6'2". So I wasn't really in there rebounding. I didn't play too much of a post position. I was more in the wing. So I was probably more of a defender when I got up to the varsity level, or passing. I passed a lot, not into like assists, but just like ball movement wise, I passed a lot. Definitely didn't score a ton on varsity. No, I didn't score a lot. Okay, so we'll go defending. Yeah, we'll go defending. If we're talking varsity basketball. If we're talking like college, so I played like on intramural teams with my roommates and some other friends and stuff at school, then it was back to probably more like the scoring and rebounding. I think we got second my freshman and sophomore year in our intramural tournament, and then junior year this past season, obviously COVID shut it down. We weren't able to finish. But then I was more rebounding, scoring. I'm going to just go with scoring. That's what we're going to do. So then, okay, your team's down 2 points. There's 10 seconds left. What do? I'm passing it to someone who's open. Not really, or maybe going with what the coach planned. That's kind of what we always did. But I'll say I pass it to someone who's open. Dunk it. I've only dunked once in my life in a practice. So definitely not dunking. I'm not really going to take the shot. I'm not confident enough to take the shot in any meaningful game. So I'm probably going to pass it to someone who's open. I had one of my friends, one of my roommates at college, in our intramural games. If we ever needed a game-winning shot, we try and get him open in the corner because he was the best shooter. But other than that, no. Just passing it or doing what the coach said. We're going to go with pass to someone who's open. But then, how would I spend the night before a big game? So I don't party even now. Not a party guy at all. I'm not going to be practicing the night before a game. We usually practice the day before a game, but not the night before. So I'm probably going to be relaxing. I don't sleep like all day long or anything like that. So I'm not just going to be sleeping for 10 hours a day. But I'm probably going to just be chilling, be relaxing, trying to get my mind right for the game. Which of these numbers would you have printed on your shirt? Okay, so let's date back. 9th grade, I wore 34. 10th grade, I wore 34 again. As a junior, I wore 25. Yep, 25. And then, well, just hold on. All right, so junior year. Okay, I had to grab some posters. Junior year, I wore 25, so this is me. Yeah, I wore 25 my junior year. Because the way our school did it was we always had, so like one year would be like all odd numbers. So we'd have like 11, 13, 15, 21, 23, 25, 31, 33, 35, so on and so forth. So that's how we got numbers. So they didn't have 34, obviously, because that is an odd number. So yeah, so I wore 25. Just that was a number that was there. You know, it was a varsity jersey. I was a junior. Not every junior. I don't think every junior even made varsity. And if you did, the seniors got first dibs, whatever. And then moving to senior year, I wanted 34. And one of my friends who played on the team, he was a starter and everything, his brother had wore 34 when he was a senior. So, you know, he wanted 34, and I wasn't going to fight too much about it. So I rocked 24 that year. So this was we got new jerseys and everything. So I rocked 24 as a senior in high school. And, yeah, it was cool. It was the same number Kobe wore. You know, I had Kobe's shoes on that season and everything. And it was a lot of fun just being a part of that team, and just rocking 24 was cool. Anyways, back to the question, which of these numbers did I want printed on my shirt? I'm not basic to the point where I'm going to wear 23 like that. I wore 30 back in like 7th or 8th grade probably, maybe even before that. So 30 or 13. I think 13's cool, but I'm going to go with 30 here. Not because of Steph Curry, though. This was before Steph was like super popular. I'm talking like 6th, 7th grade, somewhere in there I was wearing 30, before Steph was really good. If I were a player, what number would I have been drafted? Probably like 7th. In the grand scheme of things, just not the best basketball player out there. But what sneaker brand would I love to sponsor me? Nike. If we're talking on court, now I'm not taking Jordans. Don't really mess with Reebok. And then Adidas has some cool shoes, but I think you have to go with Nike. I have mostly Nike shoes that I play with now, so I'm going to go with Nike. What color would you want in your uniform? Honestly, I would love to have a purple uniform. Our school's colors were like black, silver, and teal, so we wore a lot of black, white, and teal. I would probably want like maroon jerseys, though, because maroon's kind of cool. We played against some schools that had maroon. They didn't really work. You know what? They didn't do very good with maroon, so maybe they just couldn't make it work well, or maybe maroon's just not a good jersey color, but we're going to go with maroon. Love to have some maroon jerseys. All right, compared to your teammates, friends, how tall are you? So, in college on that intramural team, I would be about average. We were all about around the same height, somewhere in there. In high school, I would say average, but we had some outliers. Like we had two guys, like I said before, 6'3", or 6'5", and then someone was like 6'4", 6'3". But I was average for the team. I was probably average. In general, I'm an above average height person. Like 5'10" is like the average male height. I'm like 6'1", 6'2". I'm just going to go average. I'm definitely not tall compared to my teammates. But I'll say average if we're talking my friends and teammates all combined. All right, so which of these qualities do I lack on the court? Let's just focus on the intramural for this question, intramural basketball at college. And sharing was probably, well, yeah, I took a lot of shots and probably a lot of dumb shots, but I also got a lot of assists. Dependability, I was always pretty dependable. I was always pretty funny too. Humility, what's humility mean? I gotta make sure I know what that means. Oh, humility is like humble, and that's kind of what I thought. Yeah, I probably lacked that the most on the court. I was pretty, especially at college, I was very, pretty high up on myself, thought I was pretty good, so that's definitely what it'd be. How'd you feel about being put in a video game? Man, it'd be fun. You know, I think it'd be the best thing ever, honestly. It honestly would be the best thing ever. Just thinking about, having you where other people are out there, using you to, play a basketball video game or something, that would just be crazy. So I would probably say that. Probably the best thing ever, to be honest. Okay, what's the best part of basketball? It's winning. Love the teamwork in it. We didn't have cheerleaders. I don't care about cheerleaders like that. I don't really care about scoring as much either. But winning is just such a big thing, and we love to win as a team. We were pretty decent. Season ended, career ended, kind of in a bad way. It was buzzer beater. We lost on a buzzer beater my senior year in the playoffs. But yeah, no, winning is definitely my favorite part of basketball. Why do I play basketball? It's what I love. It's not for any of this. Definitely didn't make any money off of it. Didn't get any perks really. Didn't get much glory either. It was just because it's what I loved. Which NBA great inspired you the most? Personally, it was actually like Paul Pierce. But if I had to pick from this list, I would probably say Allen Iverson. I didn't watch a lot of these guys. I never watched Jordan, never watched Magic, watched Shaq in his later years, and then I watched in his later years as well. But I would say I've watched the most like AI highlights. So we're going to go with AI. What salary would I settle for the season? I don't want to be like the lowest paid, so I'll go like 10 mil. I'm cool with $10 million. And which of these universities were you scouted from? Not Duke. I'm going to say Ohio State. It's in the area, and I could definitely see like me going to a Big Ten school. As much as I don't want to go against my University of Minnesota, connection, just being from Minnesota and everything, I would stick in the Big Ten and go Ohio State. Not a huge Duke person unless we're talking about the Jones brothers. Yeah, whose music you listen to before the match starts? We would have crazy jam sessions in the locker room. We listened to like all sorts of rap music. There's a lot of Drake, decent amount of Future, Jay-Z. I used to listen to a lot of Rick Ross with my best friend back in like middle school, early high school. But I would say Drake for sure is who I listened to the most. Which female celebrity you hoping will have front row seats to your game? Not either Amber Rose or Khloe Kardashian. I'm gonna go Gabrielle Union just because she's dating she's married, I guess, to a basketball player. And I think she's just an all-around good person. So we're gonna go with Gabby Union, but Rihanna would be pretty dope too. East Coast or West Coast? I've never obviously lived on either coast. But if I had to choose, I'm going East Coast. I've been to the East Coast. I've never been to the West Coast, so this might be a little bit of a biased answer. But I'm going to go East Coast. Boston was cool. Philly was meh. I went to New York. I didn't really go into New York. I just went there. We saw Statue of Liberty, and then it was like getting dark out. And we decided we didn't really want to venture into the city in the dark and whatever. We had places to go. Been to Rhode Island. That was cool. New Jersey was pretty cool. So we're going to go East Coast. Which state would you love to play for? See, I don't know if I'd want to play in New York, though. I'd want to play in, like, Boston. But I would love to play in, like, Atlanta or something. Or, like, San Diego. I guess they don't have an NBA team. But, like, Sacramento or something. I'll go with California. And then, after you retire from sports, which career are you going into? Definitely sports commentating. I mean, I already write about sports and everything, so being, like, an analyst or, like, a journalist, I mean, I host a podcast and everything, too, but if that was, like, to get big or something, that would be amazing. I'd love that. But other than that, I'm going to be a teacher in real life, so that's cool. Who's the most important person in your life? Like, saying yourself kind of makes sense because, like, everything you do, has an effect on you. But I'm not married. I don't have kids. But when I do have kids, it would be my kids probably. But right now, it's like my girlfriend, my parents, and my siblings. But let's just say I'm in the league, I'm married, I have kids. I'm going to pick my children. And then what would the media call you? Probably a joker. I don't know. None of those nicknames really fit me. But what kind of sports-related scandal would you be involved in? Not going to cheat. I'm not a cheater. Doping? No. Beating up another player, I guess. Yeah, I could see myself getting in a tussle a little bit on the court there. So we're gonna go with beating up another player. If you were a basketball player, how would you wear your hair? It's just short, like this. I'm not buzzing it. I'm not going bald. I'm not gonna rock an afro, so I'm gonna get short. And I got Steph Curry. I think I got Steph Curry because I picked California and because I picked the number 30. That's like the only reason I would have gotten this. But I mean, I get it. Steph Curry, family man. But I'm not thinking Steph Curry's going to get into a ton of arguments. He's not going to beat anybody up. I wouldn't agree with this. I don't know who I would really be like, but Steph Curry's probably not the player that I think I would most, like, who would most represent me on the court. I think it would be more of someone like, one of those younger players that hasn't really proved himself, is just like a humble person. Even like Jarrett Culver on the Timberwolves, just a humble guy. He's got stuff to work on. Not a great shooter, decently athletic, handles the ball decent. But yeah, someone like that I think would be more realistic representation of who I am. But I got Steph Curry, so I guess that's who we are. But yeah, other than that, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Take the quiz. It's linked in the description. Come back to the comment section and let me know who you got and if you agree or if you disagree with it. I would love to see who this quiz thinks you guys all are. But yeah, other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, it's been TKE. It's been real. Peace out.